Hello, Hamish here from mortgagesonline.co.nz. I wanted to talk to you about house prices. Where are they heading? What's being reported out there is interesting, but there is some other little nuggets of truth I wanted to share with you, especially at the end of this. I want to share with you something that I personally believe will change the numbers this time around compared to any other time. If we look at the REI Index stats, we kind of know, right? We know the story. The prices have been heading only one way, but could there be a flattening in the market? Well, that's where we don't look at the annual change, but we start to, the clues are going to come in on the month-on-month change. So if we look at June compared to May, what we start to see is, interestingly, we start to see Auckland a little bit ahead of the curve there compared to nationwide. So a little bit of optimism for sellers maybe there, but really fairly flat. If we looked at the previous month, we had a similar story, bit of a flatness, right, on the month-on-month change. Now, this is interesting, right? But what about if we dig deeper into Auckland? What you will find is the month-on-month change looks very, very positive for Auckland Central, Manukau City, Papakura, a little bit of a life in the property market, you would say. Overall, though, pretty flat, 0.8%. Previous month, similar story in a way, basically 0.5% increase. But some places might be on the turn. Manukau looked pretty shabby previous month, and Auckland Central definitely. Now, that brings me to the next point, the little nugget of truth. What I wanted to talk to you about really is, look, I've been in this industry for about 20 years, right? And other times where we have come off the bottom and we start heading the other way, one thing I have not seen before, which I am seeing a lot of, these things, right? And that is basically townhouses. There seems to be, I've never seen this many smaller plots of land coming out. Now, why is that important? Well, when you read the newspaper articles and look at the stats, what you might find is that as we sell more at the average to below average kind of, when I say below average kind of house prices, but also maybe smaller land sizes, there's going to be more and more of that supply coming. It looks like there's pages and pages of this stuff on Trade Me. So would this skew the stats? I believe it would skew the stats. It would make the stats look very, very less buoyant, less optimistic if you looked at it overall across the market. But you're going to see a two-track market, right? So what you're probably going to start to see is that you start to see that when it comes to townhouses, properties, apartments with, properties with smaller bits of land, they don't seem to take off in a hurry like previous rebounds off the bottom. But you go out to buy something with a bit of a lawn, and suddenly you see a lot more interest there. It doesn't seem to quite connect to the newspaper articles talking about house prices still going down. So I think you'll start to see that more and more in the coming months. Obviously, I guess next year and beyond, it'll clean out, that kind of thing, when you start looking at the stats. It would be interesting, though, for me to, in this junction, at this point, to have given you some stats on townhouses and their prices and changes and houses with 600 square meter sites. I don't have those with me right now. I'm sorry. I will try and see what I can find out for you. But thank you for watching. Hopefully that's been insightful.